Teachers of Reddit, what are some wholesome experiences with online learning? About 10 years ago I taught early online classes at a university. There was no FaceTime component, so you just communicated in chat rooms or through email. A kid emailed me that he was going to be late handing in his assignment cause a family member died. I just responded in a human way, said sorry, told him not to worry and handed in when ready, etc. Talked a little bit about the family member. I can't remember who now, which feels shitty, but it was long ago. Anyways, didn't feel like anything special, just like what you should do. But at the final exam, which they did have to show up for in person, the kid came up to me after. I'd never seen him before. Handed his paper in and then gave me the biggest bear hug ever. Then told me it meant a lot that we talked, and it made me cry. Not a teacher, a student. We have private law online sessions with 2 teachers at the same time. One of them is very funny. This really small Turkish guy who is hyperactive and tells tons of stories. So we were on the subjects of contract, and he was telling stories about his car that he sold while knowing it had defects but hiding it from the buyer. During the session he told more stories like this about himself to give examples of reasons why you can break a contract, when suddenly the other teacher, a very serious and strict older woman, goes, "Mr. Ona, you do realize this is being recorded and will be put online for the entire course to rewatch? You're here telling us about all the illegal things you did." And he goes like, wait, this is all hypothetical. My internet connection is real bad. Guys, gotta go. Quote. And he actually logs off, and the other teacher just bursts out laughing. She can't stop laughing and turns off her audio, but we can see her half falling off her chair from laughing because her camera is still on. They ended the session after that, both still laughing, and it was honestly really cute and made my day. Damn, I'd like a teacher to teach me illegal things. I get to meet all my students' pets, and my students got to meet my cat. College professor here. I'm still waiting. This is so hard. It's all I do now other than eat and sleep. And sometimes can't even do that. And everyone seems miserable. My students are all kinds of dissatisfied. Some want to be able to do things on their own time. They want recordings, practice problems, etc. and can't be bothered to show up to classes during designated times. Others demand video classes and for things to be like they were before. It's hard for me to have video classes or record demos, lectures, because we live in a tiny apartment, and I have very little privacy. This is much more stressful than I would have expected. I am changing the syllabus every week to keep up with the demands of the students who can't make the old deadlines, and because I can't cover the same material the same way. My family is being neglected, and they are miserable. I haven't been able to get to any of my research, and my collaborators are annoyed. I guess everyone is on edge these days anyway. But this definitely feels like a lose-lose-lose situation. I feel like everyone is mad at me, including myself. Sorry, I guess really just needed to vent. Remember why you chose your username. I bet it's because in situations like this you were born to persevere. I teach physics. I love the fact that I've been able to really know some of my students as people, see their pets, talk about their siblings doing homework next to them, see them joke with their families, etc. Watch some students blossom under this model. The shy girl that never talks in class, super confident online. The kid with messy writing or that never takes notes, makes nice infographics of the class materials and shares with the class. Greater than the shy girl that never talks in class, super confident online. She could have Asperger's. I have Asperger's and can talk fluidly online, but become near mute if I have to talk in real life. HS math teacher here. Not being able to see my kids every day has been really tough, especially knowing what some of them go through in their home lives. But one student emailed all of their teachers and told us this: "Let us remember one book, One pen, one child and one teacher can change the world. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. I hope you guys are staying home safe and washing your hands and staying home with your families and being healthy. Quote, this student has struggled in math and is a language learner, but she has been working so hard and asking many questions so that she can learn the material. This student's perseverance and attitude have given me some hope for the coming weeks. I teach middle school. I'm always available by email, but once a week, I use our school's conferencing tool to review material and directly answer questions like virtual office hours. I have a couple of classes where no one shows up, and that's fine. I don't require it. One day, I had over half of one class show up. We reviewed the lesson, and I said that if they didn't have questions, they could leave. A few minutes went by, and they were all just working away in near silence. I reminded them they could leave. Someone goes, I know, but I miss being in class, and this is as close as I can get. Many of them felt isolated and were extremely bored. I left the chat up for the rest of the allotted time to let them catch up and work on other homework together. They really miss each other. I really hope we're able to go back in the fall. I miss them, and I'm supposed to have that group again next year. My daughter has work hour with her class on Google Meet at 10 a.m. and a social hour with her class at 1 p.m. Monsieur, it's so important for some kids to have that social time. Good job. We're all rooting for you. I'm a teacher specialist, so I attend a lot of different grade level Zoom meetings. I always think it's sweet when kids show up to the meetings still in bed, under the covers. When the troublemakers say they miss coming to school and seeing friends, I get the feels. Yesterday one of my students showed up to our online class wearing his uniform. It was so precious. Not a teacher, but one of my classmates wore an M16 field camo style monsieur. It wasn't me, I swear. I've got a bunch of quality mascot costumes and decided that every time I was doing a virtual lesson with the rest of my IT class, one would wear one of them. Day 5 today was Pikachu. Day 4 was Fireman Sam. 3 was a generic lion. 2 was a cheap iPhone 1 that looked pretty shit. 1 was a giant pineapple. Flat post talking about the students getting ready and excited to tell me about their toys. I teach ESL, and usually for the first 5 to 10 minutes my students get to choose what they want to talk about, and we just ask questions about it, like a show and tell kind of thing. I have one student who is quite advanced but gives me basic words for her to go over. Then before the lesson I get sent pictures of their latest family outing, and we just go over that, and maybe discuss one of the words she already knows. Many of the young students don't have a chance to talk about what interests them, and it's a great feeling to see them light up and tell you about their days. Their interests in things from astronomy, mythology, robots, and then give them a lesson tailored expand and all that. Oh, odd experience today. A good student mentioned experiencing insomnia, and it took about 5 questions for me to ask the most important question. Oh, what time does the sun go down for you? It doesn't. They live north of the Arctic Circle. Not having to be in the same room as you goblins. I'm a student, but I've got a few. Some wholesome, some not. My social studies teacher always introduces us to her cat and sometimes her kids during every lesson. My science teacher accidentally turned on a hot dog filter and took 5 minutes to turn it off. I joined a Google Meet once with like 30 kids in it, and we were wondering why the teacher was muted with video off and right as the teacher turned on the camera. We all heard like porn. The teacher was watching porn. One of my tutors, during online tutoring, spent the entire time watching TikTok instead of helping me with my math homework. Told my students in a live chat yesterday that there were no more assignments other than the final project, and they all got legitimately sad. I'm a special education teacher working with students with moderate to severe autism before anything else. I'm amazed at how well the majority of my students are able to sit and watch me on a screen. These are kids who may have a goal on their IEP to sit for 5 minutes, and here they are sitting for a 30-minute remote telehealth online virtual session. Greater than yesterday, I'm in a session with a student and doing some basic WH_ questions based on a story. So read. Julie wants cookies. So she asked her mom for cookies. Then ask, who did Julie ask for cookies? Quote. Greater than the student's answer. Mr. My name should bring me cookies. Greater than I lost it. The student's mom lost it. The other staff member in the call lost it. The kid then goes, Mr. My name, I want chocolate chip cookies. Greater than needless to say, there wasn't a lot of books learning for the rest of the session. We instead had a 10-minute conversation about cookies, and now today we're going to do a cooking lesson where we make cookies together. Another good one. What color is the jam? Quote. The answer should be red. Greater than the jam is ketchup. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.